How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by providence, impoverished and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar?
The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter. By 14, they placed him in charge of a trading charter.
And every day while slaves were being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, he struggled and kept his guard up. Inside, he was longing for something to be a part of. The brother was ready to beg, steal, borrow, or barter.
Then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. Our man saw his future dripping down the drain. Put a pencil to his temple, connected it to his brain. And he wrote his first refrain, a testament to his pain.
Well, the word got around, they said this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. And there's a million things I haven't done. But just you wait, just you wait.
When he was 10, his father split, full of it, debt-ridden. 2 years later, see Alex and his mother bedridden, half dead, sending their own sick, the scent thick. And Alex got better, but his mother went quick.
With his cousin committed suicide, left him with nothing but ruined pride. Something new inside a voice saying, Alex, you gotta fend for yourself. He started retreating, reading everything that's on the shelf.
There would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead or destitute without a cent of restitution. Started working, clerking for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and other things he can't afford. Scamming for every book he can get his hands on. Planning for the future, see him now as he stands on the bow of a ship headed for a new land. In New York you can be a new man.
In New York you can be a new man. In New York you can be a new man. In New York you can be a new man. In New York, New York,
Just you wait.
Alexander Hamilton, we are waiting in the wings for you. You can never back down, you never learn to take your time. Oh, Alexander Hamilton, when America sings for you, will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. Oh,
Ship is in the harbor now, see if you can spot him. Another immigrant coming up from the
Just
bottom.
you wait.
His enemies destroyed his rep, America forgot it.
We fought with him.
I died for him.
I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him.
there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait.
What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. New York City.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
That depends, who's asking?
Oh, sure, sir. I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Sir, I heard your name at Princeton. I was seeking an accelerated course of study. When I got sorted out of sorts with a buddy of yours, I may have punched him. It's a blur. Sir, he handles the
You
financials.
punched the bursar?
Yes, I wanted to do what you did, graduate into and join the revolution. He looked at me like I was stupid. I'm not stupid. So how'd you do it? How'd you graduate so fast?
It was my parents' dying wish before they passed.
You're an orphan. Of course, I'm an orphan. God, I wish there was a war that we could prove that we're worth more than anyone bargained for.
Can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice.
While we're talking, let me offer you some free advice. Talk less.
What?
Smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for.
You can't be serious.
You wanna get ahead.
Yes?
Fools who run their mouths off wind up dead.
Hey, yo, what time is it? Showtime!
Like I said.
Showtime, what? No more tax, pour me another brew, son. Let's raise a couple more to the revolution. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Burr, give us a verse, drop some knowledge.
Good luck with that, you're taking a stand. You spit, I'ma sit, we'll see where we land.
Brother, revolution's imminent. What do you stall for?
If you stand for nothing, Burr, what do you fall for?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who is this kid? What's he gonna do?
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough. Shine a piece of gold, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets getting colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage. I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk the streets famished. The plan is to fan that spark into a flame. But damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they'll tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. They ain't never gonna set our descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. Answer me.
He says in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. We've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Bird checker, we got Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your parents look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot, blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds the gods will put us all in a spot? Pop in the squad of conventional wisdom, like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me your position, show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Woo! Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa.
So let him hear ya. Let's go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I said set it to the rooftop.
Whoa.
Set to the rooftop.
Whoa.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Come on, let's go. Rise up when you're living on your knees. You rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up. When are these colonies gonna rise up? 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 Rise up!
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I lived past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh, reach for a blast. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty, scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. We're all the hungriest brothers with something to prove with. Foes oppose us, we take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised lands. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation to state? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow, but the verse
nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in their carriages and gawk at the students in the common just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneak into the city just to watch all the guys at.
Work, work, Angelica. Work, work, Eliza and Peggy. The Schuyler sisters, Angelica, Eliza, work. Daddy said to be home by sundown. Daddy doesn't need to know. Daddy said not to go downtown. Like I said, you're free to go. But look around, the revolution's happening in New York. Work, it's not enough, Daddy wants to go to war. People shouting in the square. It's not enough, there'll be violence on our shore. New ideas in the air. Look around, Angelica reminds me what we're looking for. Eliza, I'm looking for a mind at work, work. I'm looking for a mind at work, work. I'm looking for a mind at work, work. Whoa, 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 work.
Ooh, there's nothing like summer in the city. Someone in a rush next to someone looking pretty. Excuse me, miss, I know it's not funny, but your perfume smells like your daddy's got money. While you slumming in the city in your fancy heels, you searching for an urchin who can give you ideals.
Where you disgust me.
So you've discussed me. I'm a trust fund, baby, you can trust me.
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. So men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And when I meet some Jefferson, I'ma compel him to include women in this equal work. Look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. Cause I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. So men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. Work, work, Angelica. Work, work, Eliza and Peggy. The Schuyler sisters. We're looking for a mind at work, work. Hey, work, 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 work. In the greatest city, in the greatest city in the world.
Silence! I have a message from the king. Sit down, colonists.
You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. You say my love is draining and you can't go home. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject, my sweet, submissive subject, my loyal, royal subject, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war, for your love, for your praise, and I'll love you till my dying days. When you are gone, I'll go mad, so don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Everybody.
As a kid in the Caribbean, I wished for a war. I knew that I was poor. I knew it was the only way to rise up. If they tell my story, I am either gonna die on the battlefield in glory or rise up. I will fight for this land, but there's only one man who could give us a command so we could rise up. Understand, it's the only way to rise up, rise up. Here he comes.
Here comes the general.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here comes the general.
the moment you've been waiting for,
Here comes the general.
the pride of Mount Vernon,
Here comes the
George
general.
Washington.
We are outgunned,
What?
outmanned,
What?
outnumbered, outplanned. We've gotta make it all outstand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Can I be real a second? For just a millisecond. Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the venerated Virginian veteran whose men are all lining up to put me up on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives, embellishing my elegance and elegance. But the elephant is in the room. The truth is in your face when you hear those British cannons go, ooh! Any hope of success is fleeting. How can I keep leading when the people I'm leading keep retreating? We put a stop to the bleeding as the British take Brooklyn, Knights take Rook, but look, we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make it all outstand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Incoming! Guns and horses, giddy up. I decide to divvy up my forces. They're skittish as the British cut the city up. This close to giving up, facing mass scrutiny. I scream in the face of this mass mutiny. Are these the men for which I am to defend America? I reread at midnight, Manhattan in the distance. I cannot be everywhere at once, people. I am in dire need of assistance.
Your Excellency, sir.
Who are you?
Aaron Burr, sir. Permission to state my case?
As you were.
Sir, I was a captain under General Montgomery until he caught a bullet in the neck in Quebec and well, in summary. I think that I could be of some assistance. I admire how you keep firing on the British from a distance. I have some questions and a couple of suggestions on how to fight instead of fleeing west.
Your Excellency, you wanted to see me?
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir. We keep meeting.
As I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Burr,
Sir.
Close the door on your way out.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
On the contrary, I called you here because our odds are beyond scary. Your reputation precedes you, but I have to laugh.
Sir?
Hamilton, how come no one can get you on their staff?
Sir!
Don't get me wrong, you're a young man of great renown. I know you stole British cannons when we were still downtown. Nathaniel Greene and Henry Knox wanted to hire you.
To be their secretary. I don't think so.
Why are you upset?
I'm not.
It's all right. You want to fight. You've got a hunger. I was just like you when I was younger. Head full of fantasies of dying like a martyr.
Yes?
Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm being honest. I'm working with a third of what our Congress has promised. We are a powder keg about to explode. I need someone like you to lighten the load. So?
I am not throwing away my shots. I am not throwing away my shots. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry.
I am not throwing away my shot.
Here comes the general.
Rise up!
Here comes the general.
Rise up!
Here comes the general.
Rise up!
Here comes the general.
What?
And his right-hand man.
Boom!
How does the bastard, orphan, son of a whore go on and on, grow into more of a phenomenon? Watch this obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth bother be seated at the right hand of the father. Washington hires Hamilton right on sight, but Hamilton still wants to fight, not right. Now Hamilton's skill with the quill is undeniable, but what do we have in common? We're reliable with the ladies! There are so many to deflower! Ladies! Looks, proximity to power! Ladies! They delight him and distracted him. Martha Washington named her feral tomcat after him.
That's true.
1780, a winter's ball, and the Schuyler sisters are the envy of all. Yo, if you could marry a sister, you're rich, son.
It is a question of if or which one.
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey. 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 Ooh. I do. Hey. Ooh. I do.
Helpless. Look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning in 'em.
I have never been the type to try and grab the spotlight. We were at a rabbit with some apples on a hot night, laughing at my sister as she stands in the room. And you walked in and my heart went boom, trying to catch your eye from the side of the ballroom. Everybody's dancing in the band's top volume. Glide to the rhythm as we wine and dine. Grab my sister and whisper, yo, this one's mine. Ooh, my sister made her way across the room to you, and I got nervous thinking what she gonna do. She grabs you by the arm, I'm thinking I'm through. And you look back at me and suddenly I'm helpless. So I get so tired. Helpless, I know.
Down for the count and I'm drowning in 'em.
I'm so into you. I'm so into you. Helpless, I know. I'm down for the count and I'm drowning in 'em.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
By all means, lead the way.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Schuyler?
My sister.
Thank you for all your service.
If it takes us fighting a war for us to have meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
1 week later, I'm writing the letter nightly. Now my life gets better every letter that you write me. Laughing at my sister cause she wants to form a harem.
I'm just saying, if you really love me, you would share them.
Ha! 2 weeks later, in the living room stressing. My father's stone face while you're asking for his blessing. Dying inside as you whine and dine. And I'm trying not to cry cause there's nothing that your mind can't do. My father makes his way into you. I panic for a second thinking we're through. But then he shakes your hand and says, be true. Then you turn back to me smiling.
Eyes in the skies, living helpless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Down for the count
dollop of fame. All I have is my knowledge, a college pain, a couple of college credits, and my top-notch brain. Insane, your family brings out a different side of me. Peggy confides in me, Angelica tried to take a bite of me. No stress, my love for you is never in doubt. We'll get a little place in Harlem and we'll figure it out. I've been living without a family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face that was real. As long as I'm alive, I swear to God you never feel it. I do. Alive, I do. I never felt so. Yeah. Down for the count, and my life's gonna be fine, 'cause the light is in it. I look into your eyes and the sky's the limit.
My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher. But there are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach ya. My mother was a genius. My father commanded respect. When they died, they left no instructions, just a legacy to protect.
Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive when everyone who loves me has died,
I'm willing to wait for it.
wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I am the one thing in life I can't control.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I am inimitable, I am original.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I'm not falling behind or running late.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I'm not standing still, I am lying in wait.
Wait.
Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb.
Climb.
He wants something to prove, he has nothing to lose. Hamilton's pace is relentless, he wastes no time. What is it like in his shoes? Hamilton doesn't hesitate, he exhibits no restraint. He takes and he takes and he takes, and he keeps winning anyway. Changes the game, plays and he raises the stakes. And if there's a reason he seems to drive and so you survive, then goddammit, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it.
Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive and so many die, then I'm willing to
Wait for it.
wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
The Battle of Yorktown, 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton.
Monsieur Lafayette,
The men where you belong.
are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field, we've had quite a run.
Immigrant.
We get the job done. So what happens if we win?
I go back to France. I bring freedom to my people if I'm given the chance.
We'll be with you when you do.
Go lead your men.
I'll see you on the other side.
Till we meet again.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot.
Till the world turns upside down.
Till the world turns upside down.
I imagine death so much it feels me like a memory. This is where it gets me. On my defeat the enemy ahead of me. If this is the end of me, at least I have a friend of me. Weapon in my hands, a command, and my men with me. Then I remember my Elias is expecting me. Not only that, my Elias is expecting. We gotta go, gotta get the job done, gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son. Take the bullets out your gun. What? Bullets out your gun. What? We move undercover and we move as one. Through the night we have one shot to the limit of the day. We cannot let a stray gunshot give us away. We will fight up close to the moment of bayonet. If either that or meet the business end of a bayonet. The call would have Rochambeau, did me? Rochambeau! You have your orders now, go man, go!
Left, right, hold! Go! What?
After a week of fighting, a young man in a red coat stands on a parapet.
We lower our guns as he frantically waves the white handkerchief.
And just like that, it's over. We tend to our wounded. We count our dead.
Black and white soldiers wonder alike if this really means freedom.
Not yet.
We negotiate the terms of surrender. I see George Washington smile. We escort their men out of Yorktown. They stagger home single file. Tens of thousands of people flood the streets. Their screams and church bells ringing. And as our fallen foes retreat, I hear the drinking song they're singing.
The world turned upside down. 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 Down, 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 down.
Freedom from now, we've got freedom from Flint.
Down, down,
Let us start a new nation, gotta meet my son.
down, down, down.
We won, we won.
The world turned upside down.
In the years that followed, Alexander put down his rifle and used his pen to become one of the leading voices in the new America. He wrote like he was running out of time, never stopping, like a hurricane.
He was instrumental in the movement to draft and ratify the Constitution. He wrote 51 out of the 85 installments of the infamous Federalist Papers, which are still used to interpret the Constitution today.
George Washington appointed Alexander to his first cabinet as Treasury Secretary, where he battled Thomas Jefferson and many others to form a national bank, assume states' debts, establish a system of tariffs, and many other structures that still form the backbone of the U.S. economy to this day.
Unfortunately, it wasn't all good news. With Eliza upstate visiting family, Alexander began an adulterous affair with Maria Reynolds, only to have her husband extort him for $1,000 a month in exchange for keeping quiet about the affair.
When the transfer of funds was discovered, he was accused of abusing his position in the Treasury. To defend his integrity as Treasury Secretary, he turned to the weapon that had always served him in the past, his pen.
He published the Reynolds pamphlet, a 100-page document describing the affair and extortion. It succeeded in clearing his name, but the scandal also ruined any chances he had at the presidency and fractured his marriage to Eliza.
In the wake of the scandal, Alexander's son Philip consistently defended his father's honor. He defended it all the way up until a duel and his tragic death. In their grief over the loss of their son, Alexander and Eliza eventually reconciled.
In their quiet uptown apartment, they lived together, while he continued to influence the national narrative through the power of his writing.
The election of 1800.
Can we get back to politics?
Please.
Yo, every action has its equal opposite reaction. John Adams shot the bed. I love the guy, but he's in traction. And poor Alexander Hamilton, he is missing in action. So now I'm facing Aaron Burr with his own faction.
He's very attractive in the North. New Yorkers like his chances.
He's not very forthcoming on any particular stances.
Ask him a question, a glance is off, he obfuscates, he dances.
And they say I'm a francophile. At least they know I know where France is.
Thomas, that's the problem, see? They see Burr as a less extreme you. You need to change course. A key endorsement might redeem you.
Who did you have in mind?
Don't laugh.
Who is it?
You used to work on the same staff. Might be nice, it might be nice to get Hamilton on your side. It might be nice, it might be nice to get Hamilton on your side.
Talk less, smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. Shake hands with him, charm her. It's 1800, ladies, tell your husbands, vote for Burr.
I don't like Adams.
Well, he's gonna lose. That's just the fetus.
And Jefferson?
In love with France. Yeah, he's so elitist. I like that Aaron Burr. I can't believe we're here with him.
He seems approachable.
Like you could grab a beer with him.
Dear Mr. Hamilton, your fellow Federalists would like to know how you'll be voting.
It's quiet up.
Dear Mr. Hamilton, John Adams doesn't stand a chance, so who are you promoting?
It's quiet up.
Jefferson or Burr, we always lose, Jefferson or Burr. But if you had to choose, dear Mr. Hamilton, John Adams doesn't stand a chance, so who are you promoting? But if you had to choose,
Well, if it isn't Aaron Burr, sir,
Alexander.
you have created quite a stir, sir.
I'm going door to door.
You're openly campaigning?
Sure.
That's new.
Honestly, it's kind of draining.
Burr,
Sir.
is there anything you wouldn't do?
No, I'm chasing what I want. And you know what?
What?
I learned that from you.
if you had to choose, if you had to choose,
It's a tie.
if you had to choose, if you had to choose,
It's up to the delegates.
if you had to choose, if you had to choose,
It's up to Hamilton.
if you had to choose, if you had to choose, if you had to choose.
Yo,
Oh,
the people are asking to hear my voice.
oh,
The country is facing a difficult choice.
oh,
But if you were to ask me who I promote,
oh,
Jefferson has my vote.
oh,
I've never agreed with Jefferson once.
oh,
We have fought on like 75 different fronts.
oh.
When all is said and all is done, Jefferson has beliefs. Burr has none.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned.
Hamilton's on your side.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned.
And you won in a landslide.
Congrats on a race well run. I did give you a fight.
Uh-huh.
I look forward to our partnership.
Our partnership.
Yes, as your vice president.
Yeah, right. You hear this guy? Man, openly campaigns against me, talking about how I look forward to our partnership.
It's crazy how the guy who comes in second becomes vice president.
Oh, you know what? We can change that. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm the president. Burr, when you see Hamilton, thank him for the endorsement.
How does Hamilton, an arrogant, immigrant, orphan, bastard, whoreson, somehow endorse Thomas Jefferson, his enemy, a man he's despised since the beginning, just to keep me from winning? I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. You've kept me from the room where it happens for the last time. Dear Alexander, I am slow to anger, but I toe the line as I reckon with the effects of your life on mine. I look back on where I failed, and in every place I checked, the only common thread has been your disrespect. Now you call me immoral, a dangerous disgrace. If you've got something to say, name a time and place. Face to face, I have the honor to be your obedient servant, A. Burr.
Mr. Vice President, I am not the reason no one trusts you. No one knows what you believe. I will not equivocate on my opinion. I have always worn it on my sleeve. Even if I said what you think I said, you will need to cite a more specific grievance. Here's an itemized list of 30 years of disagreements. Hey, I have not been shy. I am just a guy in the public eye, trying to do what's best for my republic. I don't want to fight, but I won't apologize for doing what's right. I have the honor to be your obedient servant, A.Ham.
Careful how you proceed, good man. Intemperate indeed, good man. Answer for the accusations I lay at your feet, or prepare to bleed, good man.
Lawyer Grievous is legitimate. I stand by what I said, every bit of it. You stand only for yourself. It's what you do. I won't apologize because it's true.
Then stand, Alexander. Weehawken, dawn, guns drawn.
You're on.
I have the honor to be your obedient servant,
A.Ham.
A.Burr.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9.
There are 10 things you need to know.
Number 1.
We rode across the Hudson at dawn. My friend William P. Van Ness signed on as my number 2. Hamilton arrived with his crew, Nathaniel Pendleton and the doctor that he knew.
Number 3.
I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has poisoned my political pursuits.
Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4.
Hamilton drew first position, looking to the world like a man on a mission. This is a soldier with a marksman's ability. The doctor turned around so he could have deniability.
5.
Now I didn't know this at the time, but we were near the same spot. Your son died, is that why?
6.
He examined his gun with such rigor. I watched as he methodically fiddled with the trigger.
7.
Confession time, here's what I got. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot.
Number 8.
Your last chance to negotiate. Sent in the second, see if they could set the record straight. They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim, it's him or me. The world will never be the same. I had only one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan of my daughter.
Number 9.
Look him in the eye, aim no higher. Summon all the courage you require. Then count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10. Faces fire.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me? I see it coming. Do I run or fire my gun or let it be? There is no beat, no melody. Burr, my first friend, my enemy, maybe the last face I ever see. If I throw away my shots, is this how you'll remember me? What if this bullet is my legacy? Legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony you sent for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. I'm running out of time, I'm running and my time's up. Wise up, eyes up. I catch a glimpse of the other side. Lured through the soldiers' chorus on the other side. My son is on the other side. He's with my mother on the other side. Washington is watching from the other side. Teach me how to say goodbye. Rise up, rise up, rise up, Eliza. My love, take your time. I'll see you on the other side. Raise a glass to freedom.
He aims his pistol at the sky.
Wait! I strike him right between his ribs. I walk towards him, but I am ushered away. They row him back across the Hudson. I get a drink. I hear wailing in the streets. Somebody tells me you'd better hide. Angelica and Eliza were both at his side when he died. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and history obliterates every picture it paints. It paints me in all my mistakes. When Alexander aimed at the sky, he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. I survived, but I paid for it. Now I'm the villain in your history. I was too young and blind to see. I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me. The world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Jefferson.
I'll give him this. His financial system was a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I've tried.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Madison.
He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but we don't deserve all the credit he gave us.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Every other founding father story gets told. Every other founding father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story?
Who tells your story?
Eliza, I put myself back in the narrative. I stop wasting time on tears. I live another 50 years. It's not enough. I interview every soldier who fought by your side. I try to make sense of your thousands of pages of writings. You really do write like you're running out of time. Rely on Angelica. While she's alive, will you tell your story? She's buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her most, she was right on time. When I'm still not through, I ask myself, what would you do if you had more time? The Lord in His kindness, He gives me what you always wanted. He gives me more time. I raise funds in D.C. for the Washington Monument.
She tells my story.
I speak county and slavery. You could have done so much more if you only had time. But when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell our story? Oh, can I show you what I'm proudest of?
The orphanage.
I established the first private orphanage in New York City.
The orphanage.
I helped to raise hundreds of children. I get to see them growing up.